listening to Modern Retro. Tonight's minisode takes us behind the scenes of the microphone with an interview with the producer of Modern Retro. Welcome to Studio Conversations. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Bennett, and you're listening to Studio Conversations. And tonight we're here inside Studio B, joined by the producer of Modern Retro, the gentleman writing under the pen name Sean Ferguson, where we'll get a few minutes to interview him. Sean, thank you for taking some time away from your typewriter to be here with us, and welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Bill. It's an absolute pleasure to be here in Studio B.
Now, Sean, I imagine our listeners have wondered for some time now, what exactly is Modern Retro, and how did it get started?
Well, Bill, it's a lot of things. It's an audio platform where stories are told in the format mimicking that of old-time radio from the 1940s, with a little bit of a modern approach to it. It's a place where people can tune into after a long day from work, possibly a stressful one. Maybe they're listening on the way to work, or in the hot tub. Or perhaps our radio audience is simply in the mood to be alone in the lazy boy chair with their dog by their feet. It's a place where they can hear a story, but not have to be glued to a screen. Over the past year or so, I myself have been hearing other YouTube channels creating old-style or similar-style radio show entertainment, which I very much enjoyed listening to and thought, I'd love to give it a shot. And here we are, in the infancy of Modern Retro.
Fantastic. Now the name, Modern Retro. How did you come up with that?
Funny enough, I actually didn't. I was bouncing name ideas off my buddy as I was discussing the platform idea with him, and he threw the name Modern Retro out there, and I've liked it ever since.
What inspired the origin of Modern Retro in the first place?
The golden age of radio, shows I used to listen to as a child. All reruns, of course, but shows like Suspense, The Shadow, The Whistler, Sherlock Holmes, The Burns and Allen Show. The men and women of old-time radio were the podcasts and television characters of their day, pioneers in a new era and style of storytelling. They're the inspiration. Other channels I've recently listened to have also inspired similar approaches to my channel.
Okay, Sean, time for the serious questions. How many cups of coffee does it take to finish a script?
I stopped counting somewhere around hour 6.
Well, I'm sure the sponsor appreciates your dedication. That's right, folks. Tonight's interview is sponsored by Fertilized Coffee, because it tastes like absolute sugar honey iced tea, and there's nothing you can do about it. What's your writing process, Sean? And the steps for making an episode? Do you write first or record first?
It really varies, Bill. Typically, I'll get inspiration from something, real life, a book, the magazine, a video game perhaps, like the Fallout games and how they intertwined old-style radio shows into the player's experience, like The Adventures of Herbert Daring Dashwood or The Silver Shroud. And I think to myself, say, we should get more of that, or dig deeper into a story behind this character or group of characters. It really becomes fan fiction from there. So I'll jot the idea down on a sticky note or into my phone. Then at the office, I'll start typing down some basic ideas. Then I'll write a preliminary blueprint of the story in SparkNote form. Then I'll bounce ideas off friends who are way better at writing than I am, and sometimes use modern AI writing tools as a sounding board whenever I'm stuck or want another perspective, or help fix an ending I may not like, etc. Once I've polished my script down to a version I like, I'll then use another AI program to generate voices, and from there I'll plug and play the script lines to the voices and move them to an audio editing program where I can clean things up, add sound effects, add musical scores, and so on.
Are all your stories original, or do you build off existing ideas?
Well, I guess that really depends on your version of originality. A lot of my stories at the moment are fan fictions built off of worlds and universes that already exist. Or some might be based on true events from the past. But there are some that I'm working on that are from worlds I've created and can't wait to share with the audience.
Now, Sean, we've noticed a new feature in your growing catalog entitled Midnight 30. Tell us a little about that.
So that's one of the semi-original ideas I've come up with. Instead of having the story be from an existing world like a Batman story, a Fallout story, or Star Wars story, Midnight 30 is Modern Retro's own original stories, a chance to try and lead instead of follow.
Do things ever go wrong during production? I mean, I can't imagine things just work perfectly and go smooth the first time through.
100%. Nothing disastrous happens, but things happen during every production. And you have to remember, I'm still new to this, so I'm still learning along the way myself.
And what might be some of those speed bumps you run into?
Geez, where do I start? I may not like the writing I've done, because we're always our own worst critics and think to ourselves, will the audience like this? Am I doing them justice? Have I written crap or something decent? There was one script where I pretty much went back and rewrote the entire back half of the whole script because I just wasn't feeling like it was good enough. And until the script is done, I can't move forward to the audio editing.
Let's get into that real quick. How does the audio for your programs go down?
That's another thing that takes time. The program I use for generating voices, well, it's in a way like hiring actors and actresses for a movie. I have to prompt the program, maybe edit the prompt, then find the voice I like for the character. And even then, once the voice is selected, I'll have to regenerate the creation of the lines for the character or characters because one little thing may sound wrong, maybe sounds too robotic, or changes its accents midline, etc.
How long does a typical production take?
Depends. Sometimes if I can work day after day from initial thought to launching the video to the channel, a few weeks to a month. Again, being new to the whole process, I'm sure as time progresses, I'll learn to get quicker without hopefully sacrificing quality of the work. But other times it can take months. Just getting 5 minutes of audio of a simple conversation between characters can take up to a few hours of editing at times.
Do you ever think radio storytelling will make a comeback?
To be honest, I don't think it ever really left. The technology has changed, sure, but people still love stories they can imagine for themselves. Podcasts prove that. Audiobooks prove that. I suppose Modern Retro is just my little contribution to that tradition.
Do you ever find yourself talking out loud while writing your dialogue?
Oh, quite frequently.
Do people get concerned?
I've stopped asking. However, I do get some interesting looks at the grocery store, though.
All right, we're almost out of time here, but before we go, what's next for Modern Retro?
More stories, more characters, new ideas to play around and experiment with, and more things for me to learn and get better at, so I can give you, our radio audience, an enjoyable radio experience.
Outstanding. Well, our thanks to Sean Ferguson for joining us this evening, and I'm sure we'll have him back here again in Studio B with Studio Conversations. Wherever you may be, thank you for making Modern Retro part of your evening. And until next time, I'm Bill Bennett, wishing you good night and happy listening.